Hey girl, a taxi come to take you away. On the road you've realized your flight's delayed, but you can take me with you if you want to.
I'm very happy to introduce you, if you don't know, Krystle Warren. Salut Krystle.
Salut Guigui.
Well, I'm really happy for many reasons. Maybe I'm gonna start with some compliments in French. You will totally get. That's my new thing when I love the records. To present this EP and the double record that is coming after that. So, je voulais vous dire, voilà, Krystle Warren, vous la connaissez probablement pour ses chansons, son premier album Circus, les vidéos qui tournent sur le net où elle reprend plein de chansons et sa voix est évidemment incroyable. Elle vient de signer un album, c'est totalement en exclusivité sur PUREchannel, qui sera un double album qui s'appelle Love Songs, et on va parler donc de tout cet enregistrement et du EP qui présente ses chansons, Love Songs EP, A Time to Keep, Krystle Warren and the Faculty. The first question is, I couldn't believe when I heard all those 24 songs, and there are more because there are some bonus track, let's say, on the EP. I was amazed by the whole work you did on that record. We know each other well, and I was wondering, gosh, you've been writing and composing and noting all those poetry pictures you put in your lyrics since 1 year and a half. What a work. Did you give everything you had to do that?
Well, you know, there are some tunes on there that date a bit more, you know, with the tune Forever's a Long Time, that spans maybe a good 10 years. But the ones that did come about from being based in Paris, yeah, I guess just putting them in the back of my head. I knew that at some point I wanted to record, you know, all these tunes, but I wanted it to be at the right place and time and for them to complement each other.
So did you record previous version in a very naked and raw way, or did you wait until you had everything and say, okay, I'm going to go to New York and pull it all out?
It was a mixture of both, you know. There are actually so few demos. I don't really have any recording devices at home, which is where we are. Yeah, a lot of them just exist in my memory, and then yeah, there are others that are just a few sketches, which is what the EP sort of features. It features 2 songs in their earlier form, and then when the music buyer ends up purchasing the album, they'll be able to hear how the song develops.
Yeah, the very full version of it. Can we say the Love Songs, the whole record that's going to be released, we don't know when yet, but soon to be, can we say it's a concept album? Cause
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's very conceptual, and I knew that it was a bit, you know, dangerous. What are you doing exactly, making a double album these days and making it a conceptual double album? But then I was just thinking, well, why the fuck not? You know, like this is what I want to do. I would like to listen to music like this. But yeah, the whole concept of it is just, you know, we're basically living the day and the life of a couple. It could be any couple. It could be, you know, the couples that we've had in our life thus far, or what we've experienced through friends, family, and whatnot. But, you know, the beginnings of their love affair and the ending of their love affair.
And how many people did you love to
Too many.
How was it? Because if it's one person only, it must have been a very psychotic relation.
Yeah. It was about, you know, 7 or 8 psychotic relationships. But, you know, beauty found in each one as well, for sure. But I imagine that no matter who you cross in your life with that song, you know, Tuesday Mornings, it could speak to anybody having that feeling. But yeah, I mean, are these tunes autobiographical? Some, you know. Are others just kind of my imagination getting the best of me? Yeah, a little bit of that too.
Would you say it's 24 moods of love, 24 pictures of moments of love you can have?
That's a really beautiful way to put it. Yeah, I could easily see these kind of being Polaroid moments, you know, stapled together and just saying, yeah, this is what it was. Absolutely.
I think everyone can find his very now moment in one of the songs. Like for instance, yesterday mine was Somebody Made for Me, and when you get to the song that corresponds you get also how cleverly you wrote the feelings. That's something I want to say about your writing. I was wondering, did you wrote it as a diary, and also did you work a lot on using simple words in a complex and poetic way, but to express very deep feelings? Was it your quest when you wrote the record?
You know, well, for the other tunes, as far as using kind of the simple language, I completely admire Leonard Cohen. I love Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan, etc. But I don't really know how to write like that. I have always, I felt, been a bit more direct. So with these kind of tunes, I felt, yeah, just being as direct as possible was really the way to go.
There is also your humor. That is something for the people who knows you that is very important in your life. Yeah, was it a everyday work and thinking like a diary, really, the writing?
Well, with writing the tunes, it was really. By the way, that was Serge, le petit chat.
It's a Gainsbourg.
Gainsbourg, he's named after Gainsbourg. Yeah, well, when it came to writing the tunes, I don't know, so many of them had just been kind of collected in the first place, but, you know, something like, for instance, there's a tune called Lonely 2, Sometimes I Forget, which is on the second side of the album. And that came about while I was in London, actually, hanging out with my friend Gwyneth Herbert, fantastic musician based there, a lovely person. And we were just having a really deep conversation about a musician based in London who had just passed away, and just the weight of the conversation kind of gave me that melody, you know. So in that particular instance, and I bring that up because it's the most recent of all the songs on the album, there really wasn't a choice in the matter. You know, sometimes you just kind of get this pull at you, and you write it down and you play it out, and then, you know, the moment has passed, you know. So, and that song was very much that, you know. It took some tinkering around with, just putting words to it, actually. The feeling was already there, and then the words just kind of effortlessly came out as well, so.
The melody seems totally free on that record, and you talked about Joni Mitchell, they are in the Joni Mitchell craziness.
That's an honor. Thanks for that.
I know you're happy with it.
Oh, I'm pleased with it. I'm just going to do that right now. And with this, I wanted to make my feeling known as a producer. And yeah, the first thing I decided was there's absolutely no way that we can overdub. You know, we need to have that energy there the whole time. And, you know, having in the vocal quartet just really relieved a lot of that stress. It's so much fun for me to harmonize and stuff, but, you know, really it changes the color of what you're listening to. If you want to keep it fresh and, you know, involve a bit more color to it, it's always good to bring in, you know, some of your mates and go, hey, can you do this?
Yeah, and also I had the sensation you were having so much fun singing in harmony. I know you love this singing with other people, but you can hear it on the record. You have the solo parts and the solo moments, and the backing vocals are with you on many moments, and then you go free, you go totally wild.
Sure, you know, they end up being the anchor for the song, you know, so then you can be a bit more relaxed. And it's interesting that you say that as well, because I've gotten so much flack from, you know, two different sides. There's one side that goes, yeah, you know, I love the live shows, but with the recording I just feel like, you know, she's not free and da-da-da. And then you've got others that go, yeah, I mean, I love the songs and stuff, but I feel that it gets drowned out by production, and it ends up kind of going all over the place, you know. So though I usually disregard what anybody says except for, you know, my girlfriend, I decided, you know what, maybe I can make both of those worlds coexist, yeah. You know. What if the whole focus is the song, But what if at the same time we don't just say, okay, verse, chorus, verse, bridge, out? You know, what if we give it some life?
How did you switch in between the intimate moments and the more produced, more complex, more arranged tracks?
Wow, that's a really good question.
Work them the same way?
Not quite. Well, when production first started, I decided to keep the first week pretty much open to just me and my guitar vocal songs. You know, there's maybe 3 songs in the album that I'm playing guitar on, because I wanted to be able to produce and to sing and not worry. You know, just said, hey, you know, Ben Casorla, great human being, fantastic musician, insane guitarist, said, hey, can you learn these 25 songs? You got it, you know. So yeah, for that first week, I remember we recorded You Don't Love Me Anymore, which just has the guitar and voice to it, and it's the most naked out of all the songs, no effects or anything to it. And then when we moved on to Little Wonder, that just featured, you know, piano and guitar. So it was cool with those particular tunes, those quieter ones, because it required so few bodies in there. You could kind of create the ambience, you know, pull down the light a bit, you know, and go over it as many times as you wanted to really get that feel. With Lonely too, I think we recorded that was maybe the 3rd take that we kept, you know, and Cassandra Kellum was over there, Emily King was over there, I was in my little booth. Solomon was playing the guitar in the middle of the room, we had the mic set up, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that was essentially how we were able to find the balance, because we created that atmosphere in the studio, and I really hope that that's felt.
Yeah, that's the case. You know? For instance, Last Thing at Night, we can hear everyone moving in the studio and playing. That's the magic. Who is singing behind?
That's Solomon, actually.
Amazing voice.
He has just one of the most beautiful, haunting falsettos I've ever heard. And originally, you know, it was going to be him on upright singing. I was on guitar and I was going to be singing that part with him. And Jonathan Anderson was doing just this incredible smoky, whirly thing on it. And as it went on, I said, actually, Solomon, you should be the one that sings that line by yourself. So he did it, and he's a bit shy about his voice. And he shouldn't be. But we were listening back to it, and I just said to Brian Binder, who's the engineer of Love Songs, I said, how about we run him through a Leslie speaker? You know, I'm a big fan of Donovan, and you know, I think of Hurdy Gurdy Man was, you know, and I was thinking that would be a great effect. So we ran it through the Leslie, and you know, all of us are just like, yeah, let's keep it, yeah.
My last question is: did you have the sensation of doing a 4-season love record? Because there are some songs that are in a summer feeling, like Love You. I think it's summer for me. Do you have the sensation it's love in every season? That
I think, yeah, I definitely see this couple that now exists in this album as having been together for quite some time, you know, so they've experienced a lot together. And yeah, there are definitely some cold moments that they've gone through, for sure. Buddy, for me, is just, you know, a pretty intense one. But if you'll notice with Tuesday Mornings, it's referencing the first song of the first side, Tuesday Morning. So that same theme that existed in their everyday life suddenly pops up after they've bumped into each other on the street. So, yeah, I think on a very, you know, conscious level, I was trying to, you know, manipulate the heartstrings as much as possible on, you know, incorporating the seasons and the emotions and whatnot.
Yeah, you got it. It's an amazing record. You can have a bite buying legally Love Songs EP, Krystle Warren and the Faculty, and the Love Songs double record will be soon released.
This spring, 2012. So look out for that.
Yeah, and you can see also a documentary of Krystle recording in New York on PUREchannel. You were kind enough to give it to us, and yeah, you can see that.
We're kind enough to host it, so thanks for that.
Well, that's yeah. Thank you very much, and I'm willing to talk to you again when the full first record will be released of Love Songs.
And we shall drink champagne.
Yeah, we'll drink champagne. Thank you very much, and don't forget to buy this EP. Thanks.